everybody. I'm going to be doing my demonstration speech on how to surf. There's a lot to surfing, and I'm only going to be able to tell you about what you're going to need for your first lesson. After that, you're going to be on your own. What brought this on is I just went on vacation in Southern California this past month, and I've always wanted to learn how to surf. So I blocked out some time, and I'm very thankful I did because I had a blast doing it. And I know it's not something you guys get to hear about a lot, so that's why I decided to go with surfing. It's going to be unique. So there's going to be a lot that you need to know, and the first thing that you're going to start off with is a surfboard. There's many different types of surfboards out there, and a great website to start off with looking is going to be hydroflex.com. They talk a lot about the types of boards, what level you are, and the location. So if you're interested in that, that's a wonderful website to check out. And then on top of that, you're going to need a wetsuit. Depending on what time of year you go, I needed one, and in Southern California, you're going to need one from November to June. I know it's a little bit weird, but the water takes a while to warm up. And then after that, you're going to need a certified instructor. When starting out, you're going to need a professional out there because the ocean can be dangerous. And when searching for an instructor, try to find one that's certified through the International Surfing Association, and try to make them have some teaching experience because it's going to make it a lot easier on you. Okay, so now you know what you need. Talking a little bit more about the surfboard, make sure you have the surfboard that you're going to want to start off with when you go to a store to rent is going to be a longboard. That's going to be it's going to be wider, longer, and it's going to be easier to catch waves. It'll just be a lot easier on yourself. And you also need to have an ankle cord. Without the ankle cord, you'll be swimming back to shore to get the surfboard every single time. And that's not going to be fun. And make sure you rent first, buy later. All this equipment can be expensive, and you need to make sure you like what you have. You're going to choose a beach next. Try to go with one. The instructor is generally going to choose it, but make sure it has a gentle slope and the water is white because you're going to want that turning. And then, talking about safety. This is an important topic because the ocean can be very dangerous. There's a lot to be scared of in the ocean as well. And according to Austin Bay with Surfing Waves, there's quite the list to be concerned about while surfing. Some of the risks he states in his article, but are not limited to, are marine life, drowning, riptides, surfboards of others and your own, and then even spiders. It's pretty crazy that you have to be concerned about them on land as well, or in the ocean as well. You need to make sure you have some Coast Guard or lifeguards there, just in case anything were to happen. And then the 4 top hazards you need to worry about as a beginner is drowning, riptides, other people, and yourself. So, what can cause drowning is the current, leash tangles, injury, and even exhaustion. You may not be familiar with riptides, but according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, riptides are defined as a strong, narrow current that flows out from the shore. That's what causes most deaths in surfers. I know you thought it was shark attacks, but it's actually riptides. You need to watch out for other people. Surf etiquette is something that you really need to learn before you get out on the water. And you also need to be cautious of yourself because exhaustion can cause a lot of problems, and surfing is a very strenuous activity. So you need to make sure you're on your A game with drinking water, eating food, and taking breaks to rest. So now you know the equipment and safety. Now you can get started. So when starting, you're gonna first start off on the beach, and you need to find your stance. There's 2 different types of stances that I printed off. They're open stance and closed stance. Open is what most beginners do, and that's where you have your feet splayed out with the little arrows there. I know it's going to be difficult to see, but I tried to find some pictures with some arrows. But what you want is this one, where the feet are pointed sideways, and they're on the center of the board. And this is actually a perfect show of what your stance needs to be. He's low, he's bent at the knees, his arms are in the correct position, and he has closed shoulders. That's very important. So now that I show you what you should look like, you have an idea in your head of what you think you should look like, which is going to be pretty close to this picture. You think you're going to look like this. I know I did, even when falling. But the actual reality of it is you are going to look like this more times than what you would think. Okay. So once you get your stance under control, now you can move out to the water. But you need to master your paddling as well because it can be pretty strenuous, and you need to have the right technique with it. So after you learn the paddling and everything, you're gonna start popping up. And that you may not master on your first lesson, that could continue on. So this all sounds pretty easy, right? But I know there's a lot to remember, and it's supposed to be fun, but just so you know, you will fall a lot. It's gonna happen. This speech was just brushing on the very basics of what you need to know. And after that, you're gonna have to move on okay, we're good.
5:55.